Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Wayback. And welcome to a Saturday stream. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, whatever day it is. I hope that the weekend has been treating you well. And thanks for joining me once again on the Bezos TV for what I am almost certain will be some hot, untactical action here in MENACE. Believe it or not, we're gonna be playing some of the early access release of MENACE, but I'll talk a little bit more about that once we actually get into it. Again, for those, because I already see some people asking in the chat there. Again, keep in mind, and I'm gonna remind everybody, because I am so fortunate. I'm so blessed to work for such a shitty company and such an absolutely horrendous boss. My schedule, as I suspected, is being changed again. And as announced on the Twitter machine and on the Discord, this will in fact be our last Saturday stream for the foreseeable future. The streams are going to continue, obviously, but unfortunately, I am going to have to move back to Sundays. So again, it'll still probably be roughly the same 1300 start, but it will be on Sundays as opposed to Saturdays. The Saturdays were nice, and honestly, I've said before, I prefer streaming on Saturdays because I know it's more convenient for a lot of you, but sadly, streaming, I don't think is ever going to put food on my table, or at least it's not going to support me financially in the kind of way where I can afford to not have a day job. And so, like, that's not me begging you for money. That's me just saying, like, even though I hate my job, I still got to do the job because I still got to, have a place to live and food to eat and things like that. So, we will still be streaming. I will still be streaming on the weekends. It will just be on Sunday, as it had been for some time. Basically, since about this time last year when I started the job. So with that being said, I do apologize for everybody that's going to be inconvenient for. I wish I had more control over it, but sadly, at least for now, I don't really have a choice in the matter. So, with that being said, on the job front, I did in fact apply for my boss's job. I mentioned, I don't know, almost a month ago now, that my boss no longer is my boss. So, like, I still have a shitty boss. It's just a different shitty boss from the shitty boss that I had up until this point. But I did apply for his job now that he's gone. I don't know if I'm going to get the job. I know that I'm qualified for the job. The problem is, I don't think they want somebody qualified for the job. I think they want somebody qualified to be a good puppet. And I'm not going to be that, and they know I'm not going to be that, so I don't think I'm going to get the job. But I still applied for it anyway. I mean, ultimately, the second best answer you can hear is no. So, I don't say best case scenario, because if I'm being honest, I don't really want that job. But as I've said before, I have been put in this position many, many times over the course of my career where I basically have the option of either applying to be my own boss so that at least I know that the person in charge knows what they're doing, or letting them hire some random fucking asshat off the street that I know isn't gonna know what they're doing. And so, that essentially it's the rock in a hard place. Like, I don't really want the promotion, but it's the better alternative to working for another random asshole. Because I know personally that no other manager at my facility is qualified for the job. And at least as far as I'm aware, none of them have even applied for it. So, like, the only way that I'm going to end up in a situation where I'm not working for some random asshole that doesn't know what he's doing is if I take the job myself. They know you know what you're doing, so you have to stay there, prevent everything from falling apart. Well, see, that's the great thing, though, is like, if they give me this promotion, I'm still basically doing the same job. I'm just taking on some extra responsibilities. But obviously, those extra responsibilities I'm expecting to come with extra money as well. So, like, if there's one reason that I'm willing to do it, it's because of the extra pay. Because again, I know I already know I can do the job. And I'm already, out of all the managers in that place, easily the one that everyone would rather deal with as opposed to any of the others. So, with that being said, like, I'm already in a good position to take the job. I just don't know if they're going to give it to me. More pay equals more gun. No, more pay means more savings. I save almost all of my money. And the reason that I do that is because if I had not been a habitual money saver, I would not have been able to survive 2 years without a job. Now, I've said before, I basically had to burn through all of my savings. But the reason that I had that savings in the first place is because I save almost all of my money. I very rarely spend money on anything that I don't absolutely need. And with the economy and the job market being like it is, I would rather have a nice nest egg saved up just in case shit goes south. So, for me, it's mostly save the money. Why do they hire random, not qualified guys? Doobies, it depends on where you work. But in my case, and in the case of a lot of other jobs that I've had, the reason that companies like that, and it's usually corporate, but the reason that they hire unqualified people is because unqualified people are easy to manipulate, and they're usually more willing to just do whatever the people in charge tell them so that they can keep the job. In other words, they bring you in, give you this ridiculous salary that you don't deserve, and then essentially shove their hand up your ass and work your mouth like a puppet. That's the thing that I used to tell people all the time about my previous boss, because people would say, oh, well, Dickface said, by the way, Dickface is just the name that I use to describe him. But they would say, Dickface said to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, no, his boss said to do X, Y, and Z. I had to remind people often that nothing came out of his mouth that didn't come out of his boss's hand first. And so with that firmly established, it's part of the reason that you see that so often in corporate is those kinds of people are easier to get that performance out of. To basically let the people higher up the food chain manage everything themselves by proxy. And that's much, much harder to do with somebody who already knows the system, already knows the process, and is willing to stand up for themselves. And that's kind of my thing, is like, I'm willing to make my own decisions, and then I'm also willing to stand by those decisions and defend those decisions. And I guess that makes me not a good candidate for management, because I'm not willing to just blindly do whatever my boss says without question, especially if I think it's actively going to be a detriment to the operation. And I told my previous shitty boss that already, which was basically like, I don't care about the organization, I only care about my team. Because the organization doesn't give a shit about me and doesn't give a shit about my team. Therefore, I only care about the team because the team is what I'm responsible for. Like, I'm not responsible for the organization. The organization was here before I got here. The organization will be here after I'm gone. but I built a team, and that's where my loyalty lies. And that would not change in the event that I got a promotion. It's just that my team would get bigger. Anyway, enough about my job, because my job sucks, and I don't like talking about my job. So let's talk about well, I mean, to be fair, most of the gaming news that I had to talk about this week wasn't really positive either. Because I've been really busy this week. Because we're transitioning to this new schedule. So I've been very, very busy at work and haven't really had a lot of time to do much of anything else. But of course, the first thing on my list of things to talk about is, I think it's Amazon is currently working with Larian Studios to produce a Baldur's Gate TV series that's supposed to take place after the conclusion of Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know how I feel about that, because if it's Amazon, I mean, Amazon doesn't exactly have a great track record with shows. But also, like, I don't want to see a Baldur's Gate series, because I'm like, the story's done. It's concluded. Like, we don't need a fucking VH1 after the main quest line series. So I don't know. Again, Fallout TV is still great. So here's the thing. I enjoyed the Fallout series. Well, okay, I enjoyed the first season. I did not watch the second season. And I don't know if I'm going to, because I've heard mixed things about it. But the first season was good TV. And Fallout or not, like, that's the thing that made it good, is that it was good TV first. And it was a good Fallout product after. So for me, it's one of those, like, and it's the same thing I said about Marvel movies, right? Like, the reason that Iron Man and Thor and Captain America and things like that, like, the reason that they succeeded was because the director sat down and made a good movie first and then made a Marvel movie. So again, not to say that a Baldur's Gate TV show can't be good. It could absolutely be good. But given Amazon's track record, I will not pass judgment until I've seen the finished product. Like, let us not forget that based on the slow and sad history of Amazon television shows, especially tie-in television shows, Fallout is the exception, not the rule. It's HBO, not Amazon. Okay, well, there you go. I stand corrected. Then I will instead rephrase my criticism to more heavily emphasize, does anybody even still have an HBO subscription since Game of Thrones ended? I'll wait. No, but seriously though, I mean, I'm not saying that Baldur's Gate can't produce a good TV show. I'm just saying, given the track record of game and movie tie-in shows, I'll wait to see. I will wait to see. Aside from that, the only other real gaming news that I have is, I mean, I guess I gotta talk about the thing that the whole internet is talking about, which is Ashes of Creation, the stuck in development hell for like 15 years MMO that was supposed to, depose Eve and World of Warcraft and every other MMO, and was going to take over the world. Blah blah blah. It was going to cure cancer and feed the homeless and all this other shit. And then within days of launch, immediately imploded. And that whole saga. So I don't know a whole lot about it other than what I've read in some fleeting articles. But apparently, and again, this is because generally speaking, I just don't give a shit about MMOs anymore. Like, I stopped playing Eve almost 10 years ago, and that was the last MMO that I played with any regularity. So, um, like, I'm not really big on the MMO scene because I'm not big on the turn a game into a second job mentality anymore. Sadly, I'm a grown up and I have a life outside of gaming, and so as a direct result of that, I don't have 12 to 16 hours to spend on a game every single day of the week. Um and so MMOs for me are just not great anymore cuz I just don't have the kind of like again, it's the Tarkov thing. There's two classes of players in Tarkov. There's the fucking streamers and the no-lifers that literally turn the game into a full-time job. And then there's everybody else that gets shot by those people. And that's the same thing with MMOs, especially MMOs in a competitive environment like Ashes of Creation was supposed to be, is there's going to be the no-lifers that run everything, and then there's going to be everyone else that are basically their serfs and their prey. Um so anyway, if you don't know what's going on with Ashes of Creation, basically the game was kickstarted many years ago. I think it was like 2007 or something like that. I don't know. It was a long time. It might have been 2017. I don't remember. I just remember it's been a long time since the game was kickstarted. And of course, this was back in the, like, listen, I have to preface this by saying, for those of you that don't understand how crowdfunding works, when game developers go to Kickstarter, they're not asking for 100% or 90% or 80% of the game's budget. Normally, they are funding the game through other means, and the Kickstarter is just to allow them to get a little bit more money to give them a little more financial flexibility. The thing to understand is that generally speaking, most Kickstarter projects will account for 25% or less of a game's total budget. Now, Ashes of Creation basically said, hey, we're getting this Kickstarter money and we're not going to be corporate. We're not going to sell out to corporate interests. There's never going to be a board of directors. And most importantly, hey, if for whatever reason this project doesn't finish, we will give everybody who backed it a full refund. Fast forward to last month or the month before, whenever it was that Ashes of Creation released, did not see the breakaway, gangbusters, millions of active players kind of resonance that they were hoping for. And then, cue the inevitable sort of slow decline and eventual collapse. The game has already been removed from Steam, and now that people are starting to dig into it, and I do fully expect a Jason Schreier-style deep dive in the near future, but from what I've been able to gather, it turns out in January, I guess the president, the guy in charge of the company, in spite of saying that they were never going to sell out, never going to go corporate, never going to have a board of directors, sold the company to a private equity firm. And then said private equity firm did what private equity firms always do and immediately started slashing budgets, slashing pay rates, firing people, all that shit, doing what corporate people do. So now, just recently, the ex-president of the company is now coming out and saying, oh, well, I left the company because, I couldn't stand what they were doing and all this and that. And the reason that we're finding out about the whole sellout thing is because he's talking about how the board of directors is telling him to do stuff and, oh, I can't fathom doing that because that's not the company I founded. And then all of the backers immediately asking, hey, wait a minute. You said you weren't going to sell out. You said there wasn't going to be a board of directors. Why the fuck are you talking about a board of directors telling you to do stuff? We thought you guys were running the company. And that's when the penny dropped. And we found out about the whole sellout thing. Now, a bunch of other senior people at the company have also resigned and or been let go. And he's trying to pretend like they're leaving in solidarity with him, but as more and more news comes out, it seems like this guy is just a con artist slash scumbag who did exactly what he said he wasn't gonna do to make money, and everybody else is leaving because they know it's only a matter of time before they get fired. So sadly, as much as this was supposed to be the project that proved Kickstarter could work, it has instead just become yet another example of why Kickstarter, as a way of funding indie games, is not a great platform. Because unfortunately, and again, Star Citizen players will understand me when I say this, that no matter how much money a game makes, and no matter how much money you personally spent on it, the thing about the Kickstarter model is you are never, ever guaranteed a finished product. Ever. And when you spend money on a Kickstarter project or a backer project or whatever, you are essentially gambling your money that you're going to get what the person said they're going to give you. It is no different than any other snake oil salesman throughout history. Somebody pitching an idea, you hearing the idea, liking the idea, paying for that idea, and then finding out you got a sack of dog turds instead. And ultimately, at the end of the day, that's your fault for having spent the money. Now, I wish that weren't the case. I wish that there were more legal protections in place that, said that a company was actually legally obligated to provide a minimum viable product or face legal consequences. But right now, at least in the US legal system, there are no consequences for those people because, again, you go into crowdfunding with the explicit acknowledgement that you may get nothing. And so that's the thing. I mean, I would argue as much as I disdain Chris Roberts and Star Citizen, at least they have delivered a product. Whether or not that product is viable is up for debate, but they have at least delivered a product of some description. Which is a hell of a lot better than most folks that have ever kickstarted something have gotten. So yeah, that's the whole Ashes of Creation debacle. Or at least as much as I have read into it. Again, it seems like another scumbag scamming people out of a bunch of money, and then as soon as he finds a way to get away with the money, immediately cutting and running and leaving everybody, including the backers, holding the bag. It's a tale as old as time. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I'm surprised. I've been around long enough to remember when Kickstarter was not a thing. I've been around the gaming space long enough to remember Steam Greenlight. For those of you that don't remember what the fuck that was, go look it up. It was basically the same thing, except even less regulated. So yeah, like this is a tale as old as time. As long as there is money changing hands, as long as there are people willing to gamble with their money, there will be people more than happy to take that money and never give you anything in exchange for it. And again, that's not to say that you can't get your money's worth out of Kickstarter. There are plenty of Kickstarters that have succeeded and have 100% or even delivered in excess of what they promised. So, like, don't let me discourage you from backing the projects that you want to back. Just know that if you get nothing, you have no one to blame but yourself. It is on you to do the research. It is on you to do your background checks to make sure that you are fully confident. Again, this is conscientious consumer talk, right? This is how to be a good consumer in a capitalist system. You have to do the research. Companies, CEOs, corporations will lie to you every chance they get if they think it will make them money. So it is on you to be a responsible consumer and only spend your money where you think you're gonna get something for your money. But again, that's enough of my amateur economics 101 lesson. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. With that said, chat, that's about all the news that I have. So, I'm gonna, before we get too much deeper into the stream, because it's already been 45 minutes, I'm gonna get to the thankies, and then we are gonna get to the hot tactical action in MENACE, because I know that some of you are here for that, and we gotta, you know, as we were just discussing, I have to make sure that the folks that have invested their time here actually get the fucking gameplay that they showed up in the stream for. So, let me get, oh my goodness, what in the name of fuck is going on here? So Twitch might still be having a little bit of an issue, but I'll get to that. For whatever reason, the Twitch interface has decided to tell me, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, Twitch has decided to tell me 15 times back to back over the span of about 10 minutes that Chase Andy has reached a 5-stream streak. I have no idea why, but Twitch really wants me to know. So congratulations, Chase Andy, for making a 5-stream streak no less than 15 times, apparently. I know I've mentioned this before, but Twitch is kind of ass. And it seems to be having a real bad fucking time today. Anyway, chat, that is the thankies out of the way. And you know what that means? That means it's time to get into the game. Now, I will tell you this, chat. There is like some cutscenes and stuff here at the beginning of the game. I'm basically going to let this stuff play out for you guys, so that you can enjoy the cinematics. So give me just a second, and I'm gonna get us over to, hold on. I need to get the game started up, and I need to get the sound going. And then I will let you guys enjoy the opening cinematic for MENACE. Again, it is very, very, well, I think it's shot for shot, the teaser trailer that they released some months back. But if you haven't seen it, feel free to go ahead and watch this, because again, it's apparently made by the guy who did the Astartes short films. It's an excellent opening cinematic, even if it basically doesn't tell you anything about the game. Well, I mean, it tells you a little bit about the game, but either way. Let me see here. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this. Oh my good Lord Jesus, why are you like this, Streamlabs? Why are you like this? Okay. So this is another one of those games that's a little bit weird with the sound and the video, where I have to like double check it. So give me just a second. I'm gonna try to get this going. I apologize if it doesn't work right away, but I'm gonna try to get it quick. There you go. Now, to be fair, I do apologize in advance that
Okay.
that opening cutscene is like super fucking loud. And I already adjusted the game audio to turn that down, but I discovered a little bit too late that there's not a way to make the cutscene at the beginning less loud. So the rest of the game should hopefully not be that eardrum destructive. But just an FYI. So with that being said, chat, this is, as you can clearly see on the front of the screen here, the early access release of MENACE. Now, if you don't know what MENACE is, it's a tactical sci-fi game. I hesitate to say that it's like XCOM, but it shares some similarities with XCOM. It's squad-based rather than individual unit-based. But it's a tactical grid-based game where you command some Marines in kind of a backwater solar system that's trying to bring order to essentially a wall-less region. Again, it's made by Hooded Horse. If you don't remember who Hooded Horse is, they're the guys who made Battle Brothers. This game is apparently hard as balls. I don't know, I haven't played it yet. So I do appreciate the sense of humor that the game has. In addition to some of the other stuff going on. I played through the tutorial, and I talked about this on the Discord. The tutorial for this game is about 5 minutes long. It literally tells you how to move, how to attack, how cover works, how to use special abilities, and then it's like, okay, there you go, tutorial over. Which is exactly what I expect from the developers of Battle Brothers. There are a lot of systems at play here, and it's a very complex game, but they expect you to figure it out. They're not holding your hand, there are no objective markers, there's no glowing symbols in the air. They just say, here's how the game plays, now go figure it out. And again, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Generally speaking, I am going in blind. I am aware of the game. I have watched just the tiniest little bit of gameplay to make sure that I was gonna be happy with the purchase. But aside from that, I'm going in blind. I haven't played any missions other than the tutorial. So you guys are gonna learn with me. Now, if you wanna pick up MENACE for yourself, it is available on Steam right now. And as a matter of fact, the developers, in their excitement to get you to try out, not only still have the demo up. If you're not sure if you want to buy it, you can play through the demo, which is some early missions in the campaign that you can play on repeat until you feel like it's a game for you or not. But if you do decide that you want to play it, normally it would be $40 on Steam, US, but right now, until I think the 17th or the 19th, they're actually selling the game as a celebration of the launch for 25% off. So, if you were thinking about getting the game and you weren't sure about it, or if you enjoyed the demo and you were just waiting to see what the price tag was, now is probably going to be the best time to get it because you can get it for 25% off right now. So definitely check it out. Again, we're going to play through it, so if you're not 100% sure, I'm going to do you the favor of playing through it for some hours. And then that way you don't necessarily have to spend your time and money on it if it ends up being something that you're not terribly interested in. Winmain says, just to be clear, Hooded Horse is the publisher. The game is made by Overhype. You are correct. My mistake. Yes, I misspoke. It is not Hooded Horse that's developer. They are actually the publisher. It is Overhype who made the game. My bad. So, yes, I did lie to you there for just a second. It's also on GOG. It probably is because most games also concurrently release on GOG. However, I did not check the GOG release, so I don't know if it's on sale over there, but yes, I would imagine it's probably on GOG as well. Yeah, there are some people that are like, yeah, I've already put 100 hours into the demo, and I'm like, easy boy, slow down. But yeah, so again, we're gonna get into MENACE chat. I have, as you can see, already gone in and turned down the audio a little bit, but it doesn't do anything for the cutscenes. So again, I will monitor the audio levels. You guys do the same. Let me know if we need to turn it down a little bit. Because as always with a new game, there's probably gonna be some graphics issues. there's probably going to be some sound hiccups and things like that. So let me know if we need to adjust anything. In the meantime, chat, I'm going to get us started on a new game. I'm just going to do it on normal difficulty because, again, never played the game, don't really understand what the difficulty's supposed to be like. I want to see what the developers intended first, and then maybe sometime later down the road we'll turn it up to higher difficulties. We got some crunchy retro futurism here.
Okay.
If he is all we have left, then he is all we have left. Bring him in. Major, I am First Lieutenant Hayflick, Lead Intelligence Officer for the Wayback mission. To be blunt, the impetus suffered a distracting accident coming out of the gate. Survivors are in the minority. You, Major, are now the acting commander for the mission. A seltzer and easing tablet are on the table if you need it.
I was expecting a General Crozier. But your little secretary has already informed me you experienced a bit of a hiccup. Coming through the warp. The entire command staff killed, was it? Condolences. But as terrible as your losses might be, I wish to remind you that your residence here did not come cheap for me either. Your expense has been in lives, mine in political capital. About time you core welders almost made even on your trades. If I may give you one recommendation, TCR Marine, do try and make good with the neighborhood. But while you learn to dance with these factions and fools, be sure not to step on too many toes. We are not your beloved core worlds. There are only so many mistakes one can make in a system, absent of second chances. But, you know, welcome to the Wayback. End of line.
Apologies, Major. The comms team is new and was unaware of alert procedures before patching someone through. However, that was indeed Field Marshal Zama, leader of the planetary Jingwei. We are not to interfere with their operations. More on the relationship between the core worlds and the Wayback can be found in the Impedia. For now, let's get you acquainted with the strategic map.
And there we go. There's your introduction to the game, chat. There will be a little bit more introduction as well as they explain some of the systems, tutorialize some of the stuff, but there you have it. That is your introduction to Menace. So it seems like we're a little bit under the gun starting out. Things are not going great. But these are the initial 8, I guess what you call squad leaders or commanders that you get access to at the start of the game. Obviously, there's more people that we can recruit. There's quite a few additional squad leaders that you can recruit over the course of the game. But these are just the 8 that you get access to at the very beginning. Each of them is their own character. So unlike, say, with Battle Brothers, where the characters kind of develop on their own over time, you're getting pre-established characters and then taking them on the ride along with you. Each one of them has their own special ability. So, like, for example, you've got Jane Darby here, who is a high veterancy unit to start out with, but again, each of them is kind of specialized. It shows you what skills they get access to over the course of their level ups. But every unit has their own special ability that's unique specifically to them. In this case, her attacks disable special weapons for a turn. So anytime she attacks an enemy that has a special weapon, it just disables them for a turn. That's a really useful ability in certain situations. So every single one of these guys has got their own special ability. I'm not going to sit here and go through every single one of them because, sweet Christ in heaven, that would take way too long, and I'm not here to give you guys a full tutorial. I'm just here to play the game. With that being said, I've already kind of gone through and decided which folks I wanted to take first, so that I don't have to spend too much time on it here at the very beginning of the game. With that being said, I do want to stop to highlight Tech, because Tech is the moment that I knew I was gonna love this game.
Alright, let's get it.
Tech is the reason that I knew I was gonna love this game, and the reason that I knew that they had a sense of humor. And I'm gonna show you this is why. This is why. In case you can't read, if you're on mobile or whatever, his skill is called Get Motherfucked. Given his immense strength, combined with a considerable lack of respect for standard operating procedure, it's not unusual to find Tekko Bayo, dual-wielding weapons that require entire teams to deploy. We do not condone such actions, but once Tech is on the battlefield and away from chastisement, there's little we can do. Most special weapons can be used without deploying, especially large weapons will still have to be deployed. The human body can only do so much. If you're not paying attention, or again, if you're on mobile and you can't really see it, the patch, the skill icon, is Rambo one-handing the M60 from Rambo 2. When I select him, listen to what he says.
Why would I train cardio? I ain't running from no one.
Again, if you didn't hear it, he says, why would I train cardio? I ain't running from no one. So again, this is how I knew I was gonna like this game. This is how I knew this was the game for me. With that being said, I'm gonna pick out the rest of my guys. So we're gonna go with Lem, who isn't great starting out, but grows very quickly.
About time you got there, Major.
We got Pike, who is a relatively stable selection, and at least as far as I can tell, is pretty reliable early on in the game, which I think is something we're gonna need.
Service is always an act of valor, Major. What?
And we're gonna take Rewa, who's the vehicle operator, because I like this ability. +6 accuracy, or +6% accuracy and discipline for each enemy unit destroyed. So basically, the more stuff she kills, the better she gets. And if I'm gonna be using a vehicle to kill stuff, I feel like that's gonna be a really useful ability. Now, to be fair, there are some other vehicle operators. We got Bog. His special ability is removes the vehicle's most severe defect, which is basically injuries on the mech. If there are 2 or more equal level defects, it will randomly fix one of them. So again, you're limited to 1 use per turn, but he can basically fix his vehicle on the fly. That being said, it kind of is Again, it falls under the only losers need repair abilities because only losers get shot. If you're not a loser, you don't have to worry about repairs because you're not going to take damage. Incidentally, if you haven't been paying attention, or again, if you can't see it, you do in fact have Kilroy as one of the skill icons. Kilroy was here, except he has a hat. The original did not. It's okay until it saves his life. Agreed. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, this ability is useless. I just, again, you guys know me. The best defense is a good offense.
SRU final testing underway.
So those are the 4 that we're gonna go with. Yeah, studied Kilroy is there. He is indeed. And again, just so you know what we're dealing with the other folks, Pike, the guy that I picked here, his special ability is plus 40 AP to a friendly unit within 6 tiles. If the targeted unit has already completed a turn, they can go again. If not, they'll start with 40 AP to their base AP amount. So basically, he can spend 60 action points to give somebody else 40 action points. This is a good get-out-of-jail-free card, so that if we move somebody and then, oh no, I shouldn't have done that, he's a good way to, like, spend some action points to get that back and potentially save that unit. Since I'm brand new at this, and I've never played this game before, I feel like a get-out-of-jail-free card is going to be very useful. And then we have Lim, who is just 30% discount to promotion. Like, he just levels up faster, which is going to be good. Again, he starts out not as good, but he levels up very quickly. So there we go. And here we are in the system map. So this is where we're going to make stuff happen. Obviously, we got a whole lot of stuff going on. We got resources up here that we spend to do various different things, including, for example, we got the ship where we can do upgrades. Again, we can add weapons to give ourselves special abilities. We can add different sensors that will tell us, like, what the enemy composition is and where they're located on the map. Then we have, what else do we have? We got some other upgrades like a repair bay. We got recruitment, that kind of stuff. So the upgrades, at least right now at this early stage of the game, are pretty simplistic, but they're all useful. Like, I've seen some people that are complaining like, oh, there's not enough options here. And I would argue, I don't need a lot of options as long as every option does something useful. So I'm okay with there only being 4 options if every single one of these options does something useful. I'm okay with there only being 2 weapons as long as each one of these weapons does something specific that is useful. So, like, I don't need to be overwhelmed with choice right at the beginning. I just need the choices that I make to matter, which in my opinion is good game design. Now, there may be more options that come along later, at least the game says there will be. But early on, they're saying, hey, here's the simple stuff, figure this out first. Now, if you're not familiar with this, I mean, this is very reminiscent of, like, the retro futuristic type of ships. Again, shares a lot of visual similarities with, like, for example, the Sulaco from Aliens. MENACE wears its inspirations on its sleeve. They're not afraid to let you know exactly what it is that they took inspiration from. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm 100% okay with that. Then we've got our squad set up. Again, you see, we got a lot of slots here. We could potentially get access to a whole lot of different units. But these are the 4 that we picked right away. I'm going to go ahead and add the vehicle. And let me see. We're going to add the weapon to the vehicle so that the, you know, our APC driver actually has an APC and a weapon to go with it. But then we have, again, our squads here. Now, Chet, this is going to be good news and potentially bad news for some of you. If you know anything about Battle Brothers and the type of games that Overhype made, you understand that lethality is kind of the point. You might notice these extra troopers here have names. And that's because your squad HP is not determined by how many bullets you take. Your squad HP is your troopers. So each one of these troops represents a hit point. We can increase the number of troops to increase the number of hit points. Now, at least starting out, we have this very basic med bay, right? And this very basic med bay revives one squad mate per mission automatically, with a 15% chance to revive every subsequent casualty. We can eventually upgrade this to a medical bay, which then revives 2 lost squad mates per mission, with a 30% chance to revive after each mission. So, for those of you that were worried about the list being a little bit too long, I wouldn't worry about that. Each troop does have its own health pool, but it's like 3 or 4. Yeah, no, and again, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically, like, as these troopers die, that's how you lose the squad. And you increase it by putting them here. Now, again, manpower is also a resource in this game. If you lose too many troops, you don't have troops to reinforce. So you can see some of these guys are already assigned to units. Some of them are already assigned to this unit, and then we have a bunch that aren't assigned to anybody yet. These are the guys that we can then assign to these units to increase their HP. Again, everything is limited, including manpower, especially manpower. And that's going to be the overarching theme of this game, is as we talk about, for example, when we're playing BattleTech, you gotta make do with what you have. You gotta fight with the army you have, not the army you have. Time to pad the roster. I mean, I think a lot of you guys are gonna spend your points and be disappointed, but them's the breaks. Now, just to make it clear, the game does track how many missions you've survived, right? So, like, it's not as if they're not just, like, you're not just a random number, but you're pretty close. But it does track how many missions you've gone on and how long you have survived. So, Twitch chat loves a game where you can name characters after chatters and then watch those characters die. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I don't know why everybody wants to die in a video game, but hey, if that's what you want. How many donkeys we got on this ship? I think we start out with 50? Yeah, we start out with 50 manpower by default. We can obviously recruit more as time goes on. But let's see. Squaddies are the element assigned to each squad. Each squad can take on up to 8. Each squad can take on to 8 squaddies. Each squaddie adds their hit points to the squad's total hit points and their armor durability to the armor durability total. Squaddies are persistent and can be renamed. They will die permanently if killed in combat. The only people you can't rename are obviously the commanders themselves. So do we just go full bore? Fill up the squads? I mean, I feel like that's probably not a great idea, and I'm gonna regret doing it later, but at the same time, let's get the donkeys in here, shall we? Yeah, a bunch of people just decided they wanted to be in. I mean... Let me see. So I got a lot of stuff to go through real quick. So while we're sitting here on the screen, let me let me thank the folks that have popped in during us getting to where we are now. So let me see. I gotta thank Swift Draw for gifting a sub to Scorch Blade. Thank you, Swift Draw, for the gifted sub, and Scorch Blade, welcome back into the cult of bad tactical decisions. We got Troubleshooter gifting a sub to Tube Tet. You fucking chatters in your names. Toy Feltall. Listen, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, we've already established that I'm not good with words, alright? So, thank you, Troubleshooter, and Toyfell, welcome into the cult of bad tactical decisions. We got Erst gifting a sub to Chazbone8. Chazbone, wow, that's a name right there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome fucking Chazbone to the chat. If you're not from the UK or the Commonwealth, you may not understand that or get that reference, but go look it up. Chazbone. Welcome to the cult of bad tactical decisions. Kajibo as well gifted another sub, this time to Oak120. Thank you, Kajibo, for the gifted sub, and Oak, welcome back to the cult. We got Van repriming for a 21st month, saying, holy shit, I finally caught a stream. Well, congratulations, Van, and thanks for joining us on a Saturday. Hopefully the weekend has been treating you well so far. We got Kajibo with 100 Bezos bucks, saying, I'm sure you all know the commander is green. Be advised, she's also angry and punishes people with a rake. The end depends on the severeness of your crime. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, listen, to be fair, I have two rakes. There's the rake, and then there's the punishment rake. Okay, so just understand, like, the good rake is for whoopings, and the other rake is just for doing rake stuff. And Sierra rolling in the chat on a Saturday. Good to see you, Sierra. Thanks for joining us. And dropping a 5 sub gift bomb as well. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs, the massive generosity. And of course, as always, the massive chicken. And I think we're all caught up. Rex says, I lurk, but do have fun. Alright, good to see you again. Thanks for dropping by, Rex. Always glad to see you. Even if you're only popping in for a minute. Again, whether you're here for 5 minutes or 5 hours, I appreciate every single one of those minutes. And I appreciate you choosing to spend them here with us. Let me see, chat. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna do something here real quick. There we go. I'm gonna reposition myself a little bit so that I'm not covering as much of the UI. I may have to move again once we actually get into the game. We'll just have to see. I'm trying not to cover up too much. I mean, my fat head is gonna be covering up something regardless. Let me see. Maybe if I slide myself a little bit over here. There you go. Maybe that'll work. I'm trying not to cover anything up. Hopefully that'll work. Anyway, chat. Good lord. We also got the black market, where, as you can clearly see, we can buy all kinds of different stuff. We can buy vehicles, including pirate vehicles. We can buy grenades. We can buy, a recon skybot. We can buy, for whatever reason, a law in the future, because we're still carrying around those old fucking tubes, even in a space future. Again, we got armor and infantry rigs for our folks. We got some rare stuff that we can put on, like, vehicles, or that we can put on our squads. Okay. All kinds of different stuff here. And this isn't even everything. This is just the stuff that's available right now. We got Space AK, we got Space M4, we got Space G3, we got Space 870, I think. And then we got Space Chris. Again, lots and lots and lots of toys. Lots of toys. And then, of course, we got hiring, where if they were available, we'd be able to hire more squad leaders to up our ranks. We can also dismiss people from here if we were going to, but I'm not going to right now. So, again, we got some messages here.
A man simply known as Manadar the Monitor. You make an agreement, and he arranges the pickups. Ordinarily, it would be unacceptable for a TCR vassal to conduct such business. But given the state of the impetus, we will have to bend some rules to survive. Of what use is a law if following it leaves no one alive to follow it, right? Strangely enough, Intel has been completely unable to locate the monitor's actual position, though it may be the case that someone in the Wayback knows.
I feel like at some point we're gonna go after this guy. Due to the planetary Jingwei's decay, Waybackers no longer have faith in fiat currencies. A barter economy has returned to the Wayback, one which you will have to engage with to arm and equip your soldiers. So in other words, you don't just buy stuff. Example. If I want to buy Space AK, I have to give them something in return. I can give them Space Sma, but that's not enough. So then now I have to give them Space Molly Pack in order to get one Space AK. So again, barter system. I'm not going to do that, but just to demonstrate. And so of course you have stuff like here with different upgrades that you can buy that are extremely expensive.
Okay.
Or for example, if our APC gets blown up and we have to get a new one, I mean, just based on what we have, I don't think we have enough resources to get another APC. So this is again illustrating that you're working with very, very limited resources at the beginning of the game. But then this is also going to incentivize trying to get as much stuff as we can get, because this is what's going to allow us to get all the fun stuff. And let's see, we got Record Car rolling into the chat. Resubscribing for a 20th month, closing in on the 2-year mark, saying, how's it going? Good to see you, Carl. Thanks for joining us. So far, it's going well. We're an hour and a half into the stream, but we haven't even done a mission yet. I'm just trying to get the chat acclimated to what's going on here in Menace. But good to see you as always, and thank you for the 20 months. I also gotta thank Dark Naze for gifting a sub too. God damn it, this name. I always forget how to pronounce it. I'm gonna say winner, winner, chicken dinner. You'll have to remind me. One of these days I'm gonna remember how to pronounce that name, but it's not today. But anyway, thank you, Dark Naze, for the gifted sub. And winner, winner, chicken dinner. Thank you for joining us once again, and welcome back into the cult of bad tactical decisions. So, chat. Let me see. I mean,
Major,
yeah.
Intel has something for you.
Per TCR reunification H&M protocol, unselected Marines have been deployed on community outreach initiatives. Oh, that sounds fun. Of course, we can always countermand those orders if need be. However, as part of the Wayback mission, Clause 9 of the Expeditionary Force Act has been activated, opening our roster to reinforcement outside the normal TCR guidelines. These are individuals assessed to be SL status worthy.
Service is always an act of
The
value.
question of hiring Waybackers versus retreating our Marines is one I leave to you. Squad leaders can be found via purchasing intel dossiers on the black market. H&M Hearts and Minds, yeah. If you weren't involved in the global war on terror, that may not mean much to you, but yeah, H&M is Hearts and Minds. And we got Dark Naze gifting 50 Bezos bucks on the back of 5 more Bezos bucks with some celebrations in the chat. Thank you, Dark Naze, for the Bezos bucks. We'll make sure he gets his cut. Gotta fund that next dick rocket. Why win Hearts and Minds when we can replace? I mean, to be fair, we are gonna be fighting Terminators at some point, or at least that's what the trailer leads me to believe. Let me see. Yeah. Chad, would you believe me if I said I hadn't actually figured out how to do a mission yet? Blue diamond? Where is there a blue diamond? Oh, okay, there we go. Listen, I told you. I have literally not fucking played this game at all. I didn't play the demo. Like, I'm going in as blind as you can possibly go in. Because I want to learn about the game myself. Yes, Wreck-It Carl has it correct. I am going in almost entirely blind. Oh, right. I forgot. We gotta rename some folks first. My bad. Hold on a second, chat. I gotta go pull up the Discord. Let's see. My goodness. I'm just gonna change the call signs, because that's what it goes by in the game. So here we go. And I'm just going down the line. I think we might actually get most of the list on here, and I apologize in advance for all the people that are gonna die as a result. I'll tell you what, for now, I'm just gonna rename the people that are actually on the squads. Let's see. Man, if I could type, that would be great. Okay, CVEX is already in, so you gotta wait. Whoops. Adam Musk is just not gonna have a name anymore. Okay. Oh wait, now we good lord. I did not realize how many people. Holy sweet Christ. We really are cleaning off the whole list today, guys. Oh no, Megas. Oh no, Megas. Chat, you already know. You already know. If Megas is in the game, he's probably gonna die first. Can we gamble on whether or not to get one-shotted again? I mean, you could gamble on whatever you want. Look, if Megas is in the game, Megas is gonna die first. These are the rules. I don't make the rules. Kingskin says, you probably don't want to be in the first batch. Oh no, absolutely not. But hey, we have a list and we're going in order. So these are the sacrificial donkeys that are going to die so that I can learn how to play the game. If you're a squatter, your life is measured in minutes. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. I'll tell you what. Because I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of this going on. I'm going to turn this notification off. Because I don't want it drowning everything out as you all decide to redeem points. As if to prove my point. Alright, chat. Let's get back to the system map and let's actually try to do a mission, shall we? So, I don't know who this is, but let's see what we get. We got counterinsurgency on planet Dice of the Gods. Well, here, I'll tell you what. I'll read this out real quick so you understand who we're dealing with. So we get the Backbone, which is part of the Wayback. Seeing themselves as the true rulers of the system, the Unbent have turned their bountiful Earth-like planet into a massive military-industrial complex. The notion of ulterior motives does not enter our analysis of them whatsoever. Despite their thorny exterior, they're very forward about their intentions of one day ruling the Wayback. Rulers of the Backbone come to power via a complicated election process wherein the candidates must sacrifice a piece of themselves physically, as evidenced by this person who has no arms. This ensures that they're all in for fulfilling the role, and also that they do the very best they do the best for their very constituents their crippled bodies must now depend on. I mean, it's a little extreme, but I understand the messaging. I have said many times before that part of the reason that politics has gotten so corrupt as it has is because the people in charge don't have any skin in the game. If you change that, in this case literally, it behooves the people who give that up to actually do good. If you have to chop off an arm to be president, maybe you might take it a little more seriously. Dice of the Gods. A shattered group of criminals run Dice, maintaining a front of tourism and gambling on an otherwise inhospitable snow planet. Intel analysis finds strong influences of criminal elements, such that the society is essentially lawless the moment you step away from a heat source. Frankie is the face of the shadowy benefactors who operate much of the planet's gambling and tourism hotspots. Frankie is very flirty. I mean, I have on occasion been known to flirt with busty blonde women. And then we have the Zane Beecher Corp. Although dwarfed by even its smallest peers in the greater core worlds, Zane Beecher is the biggest megacorp in the Wayback. Having contracts with almost every faction in the system, ZB has spun a delicate web of interest and financial ties to ensure their fingers are in as many pies as possible. That's what she said. Intel has been unable to locate the heads of the Zane Beecher Megacorp. Just as well, any assessment of them is somewhat dependent upon the company's product. Given the nature of their product line, we can assume they're driven by a mixture of scientism and commercialism. Wait, what's their product line? They say that like I know what their product line is, but I don't. Also, I know it's early access, but can we just talk about how corporation has 2 O's in it? So it's a corporation? I guess they're Canadian? Just thought I would point that out. Anyway, counterinsurgency for busty criminal enterprise lady. An aggressive warband of pirates made an unexpected planetfall and have spread over a concerningly large area. That's what she said. Local forces have been outmatched by the pirates' audacious attacks. The TCR needs to insert, god damn it, phrasing, secure the area and ultimately find and destroy the pirates' base of operations. Chop chop, my little marine. We've work for you to hop on. Again, the innuendo is everywhere. Christ almighty. Cooperate? Let's see. No, it's just corporation with 2 O's. It could have been cooperation, but it's just co-operation. Get on it, Overhype. Anyway, let's start the operation. Gives us plus 16, I assume, rep? And here we go. So again, I don't know this all for a fact. This is just from what I've been able to glean. This is essentially going to follow a roguelike formula where we're doing sort of like FTL. You're gonna start at some place and you're gonna pick a path through various operations in order to get to the ultimate objective, which is what you're here to do. When first touching ground, we need to secure the immediate area, send out patrols, and make sure the area is free of any pirate skirmishers that might perform surprise attacks. Scout our movements or prepare ambushes. We need to sweep the area, clear out 70% of all pirate units, recover lost cargo, complete the mission within 10 rounds, 12 rounds, complete the mission without losing a squad or vehicle, and destroy pirate boarding units. So these, I guess, are optional objectives, and then the one in bold is going to be the primary. Rewards is expanded LZ. Securing a landing zones will substantially increase our freedom of movement going forward. Upon completion, the friendly deployment zone is increased by 50% for the rest of this operation. Okay, so you do get, like, temporary buffs that only last for that operation. Okay, got it. Let's see. Stop extortion. Pirates have been extorting a local settlement for a while now. Something must have gone wrong, as intense gunfire has been picked up by our sensors. Head there ASAP and stop whatever the pirates are doing. Time is of the essence, so bring some fast transports. Well, I only have the one. Save civilians by destroying 80% of attacking enemies. And then, of course, optional objectives to save less of those civilians if we suck. Complete the mission with less than 3 structures destroyed. Complete the mission without losing a squad or vehicle. Some option objectives are impossible. No, and again, that's the nature of any kind of roguelite game, is you're gonna sometimes have stuff that gets generated that you just can't do. And especially this early in the campaign, like this being the first mission, we don't exactly have a lot of options. Like, we don't have a lot of flexibility in the tactics that we can employ. Let's see. If we succeed on this one, what do we get? Civilian trading post. In the Wayback, where resources are scarce and piracy common, civilization trading posts are worth infinitely more than their weight in zero-grav gold. Wait. Is zero-gravity gold, like, better than regular gold? What's zero-grav? Listen. The future is weird, okay? I'm gonna need this explained to me. Securing such a location would be most favored by both the locals as well as their leadership. Upon completion, +5 trust with the local faction and +1 civilian trading good. I like trading goods. I also like space gold. Oh, Troubleshooter's got it figured out. It's space gold. That's what they make Spaceos out of. Spaceos are made of space gold. That means that we're in the Space Station 13 universe. This is the Space Station 13 cinematic universe. Well, Space Station 14 cinematic universe. No, we're not fucked because we don't work for nanotracing. We're not fucked because we don't work for them. In before somebody makes a mod that changes the corporation in this game to nanotracing. Anyway, I'm gonna do this one. Oh my goodness. Can you tell this is my first time playing the game? I'm gonna glance over this real quick. I'm not gonna read it all out. I'm just like trying to take in as much information as I can. I'm probably gonna miss some very important stuff, but I'm still gonna just try to absorb this as quickly as possible. If you're watching at home or on a VOD, feel free to just go ahead and pause so that you can have a significantly better understanding of the interface than I will. Oh my. That's a very large deployment area. I feel like we probably want to deploy the vehicle on this side. Can I? Is it? I don't do what? How do I I'm confused. Add to mission? There we go. Okay. Because I know you can, like, move them over here. Like, I kind of want the vehicle over here because we have a lot of ground to cover to get to this group of stuff. Like, this group of enemies up here. Whereas this group of enemies will not take as long to make contact with, so, like, the infantry can go up this way. Bring the ammo pouch on the soldiers. That's probably a good idea. Let's see. Ammo pouch. Ammo. And... ammo. I don't think... oh no, we do have special weapons. I mean, obviously I'm giving the big machine gun to the big dude. And then... so we have a rocket launcher as well. We got a space SMAW. This is a terror mission from XCOM 2. No such thing as too many bullets. I agree. I guess we give the new guy the space SMAW. We don't have any extra armor. No? Alright. Oh my goodness. Okay, so escape is not the button to hit. We also don't have any other weapons. We just have this, this carbine. The space M1. I will note from my buddy playing the game, Pike is best infantry grind set boy. I mean, I like his ability to basically give a free turn to somebody in case I fuck up. And then let's see, I would think there's nothing else that we can add to the vehicle. We just have the machine guns, so. Yeah, we don't have any, we can't do any level ups just yet. Alright, chat, let's see how long it takes somebody to die, because, we're getting into it. Actually, you know what? let's go ahead and we're gonna move the infantry units over. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna send infantry guy over here. I'm gonna send this infantry guy over here. And then I'm gonna, wait. I want tech over here. So I'm gonna have tech push up this way. I'm gonna have these two guys try to sweep around the outside. I'm gonna have the APC go up this way. And I'm just gonna hope that we don't get overwhelmed. So here we go, chat. First mission. Splitting up, oof. I mean, is that a bad idea? If it's a bad idea, tell me now, because... again, literally first mission, first time playing.
Okay.
And feels meme man. Getting the obligatory gift sub. 5 seconds after walking into the stream. Very bad idea. Okay, I mean, I'm good with that. Then I guess we sweep around the right flank first. Wait, can I put them in here? No. Okay, so that's solid. We'll put everybody together. Everybody says don't split the party, so we're not splitting the party. It's go time, chat. There's our dropship. In the pipe, 5x5. Okay. I think we're ready to go. So we got civilians, we got pirates, we got us. Save civilians by destroying 80% of all attacking enemies. Well, I don't know how well that's gonna go, but we're gonna give it a shot. Let's see. Okay, so we got free rotation of the map. That's good. If you're gonna make it a 3D game, at least give me 3D perspective. Oh my. I appreciate how far it lets you zoom in. That's actually pretty cool. I assume... yeah, we can put our people in the APC. So if I put the people in the APC, does that mean that they can shoot out of it? Because it's open top. Or are they just... they're just in it? No, they can't shoot out of it? That's disappointing. But we can at least get them moving, so... I mean, I don't like that we don't really have cover anywhere. And we do have some cover up here, but... yeah, I don't like that. I mean, maybe we get up to this berm. That'll leave us 21 AP. How much do we need for crouching? 20 AP? Okay. Got it. So let's move up to the berm. And then we'll get low. Not truly open top, just letting you see who's inside. I mean, so here's my thing. This is what I would do. Just me personally. If you're gonna have your APC let you see people inside of it, don't make it look like it's open top all the time. Only make it open top when somebody's inside. So that way it's very clear that the vehicle is an enclosed vehicle until you have guys inside. It's open top, the dudes can get shot out. Maybe there's an upgrade that'll let you fix that later down the line. We need 40 AP to shoot. So just in case, I want to make sure that we've got enough AP to shoot in case we run into somebody. We did not, so let's move forward. I do like that it lets you take it in stages. So like you can move up, see if you see anybody, and then if you don't, you can move further and use the rest of your stuff. What is this? Vehicle rotation now. All right. Apparently we don't have cover here for whatever reason. Oh no, it just doesn't show the cover until you move up. All right.
Who, sir?
And then let's go ahead and move up here. When you add a main weapon, it gets a turret and closes the top. Wait, so if it's open top, does that mean that you could, like, potentially put a mortar in it, like a striker? Or like a 113? Like the mortar carrier 113s? Because if so, I'm gonna have some fun with that. 120mm, absolute yes. I love it. I love it.
What?
Alright. I mean, I don't want to send the APC too far forward, because that's how people get killed. Oh shit! I didn't realize they let Ripley in here. Chat, it's literally the power loader. Like, again, not even trying to hide their inspiration, and I love it. I am 100% here for it. It doesn't have the blowtorch on the side, though, which is kind of disappointing. No, there are absolutely mechs in the game. Legally distinct power loader. Yeah, they didn't include the torch, so it's legally distinct. Let's go ahead and we're gonna move up a little bit. And we still haven't made contact. We're at the limit though. So what, it's 40 AP in order to use this. So if we move forward and encounter an enemy, then we're not gonna be able to fire. Is there Overwatch? Like if I hit the button here, does it just Overwatch him? Don't do Overwatch in this game? Okay, I mean, that's good, though, because it means we can't do it, but it also means the enemy can't do it. So I'm actually good with that. Let's just, I mean, fuck it. Let's move forward, see what we run into. Nothing? Alright. Tech, let's get you up here. Oh. So you actually have to spin the AP to get back up. Here's the thing. If you put your people in crouch, it makes you uncrouch them. You may be wondering, why doesn't it just do that automatically? I'm gonna tell you why. Because the developer wants to remind you that crouching takes AP. This is how you train your player not to just crouch by default. You train your player that crouching costs AP by saying you have to manually uncrouch because you want to remind them, hey, you crouched last turn, you're gonna have to waste the AP to uncrouch. That is good game design. Force your player to remember the game mechanics. You can turn it off in the settings, though. Yeah, crouch is static position from what I can see. It also has to do with the fact that he has a machine gun that they have to set up, although to be fair, he doesn't have to set up heavy weapons, at least according to his special ability. His special ability, which is, by the way, get motherfucked.
Sir. Listen up. We're moving.
About time. Move it, Marines!
Alright.
What?
Chat, listen, I know we just got into the mission, but you know what time it is. It's about 2 hours into the stream, and I did eat lunch and have drinks this afternoon, and I need to go to the restroom. Y'all have probably gotten used to this by now, so I apologize when we're just now getting started, but my goodness, I'm doing the wiggle dance, and I desperately need to go to the restroom. So, I'm gonna do a quick BRB. Now's a good opportunity for you guys to get up, do some stretches, walk around the living room a little bit, grab a snack, grab a drink, whatever you gotta do, but I've got to go. So we will be right back. In the meantime, y'all behave yourselves, okay? I promise we'll be right back. It's gonna be a short one.
Account for all elements, Major.
Okay.
Alright, chat, we're back. Sorry for the delay. Listen. I did take a little bit longer because... So... For those of you that are on the Discord, you may remember I put up a picture of the burritos that I got from the food truck at the job the other day. I called them my Typhoon class burritos. In that same picture, I also showed off my new drip that I got. And one of the things that I got was some brand new wool leggings. Because it's been a little bit cool lately. Like, not cool enough for me to start dressing up super warm, but cool enough that, like, just sitting around in shorts like I normally do is a little chilly. And so I decided to get some wool leggings. And they're very warm, I'll tell you this much. They're very good at what they do. The problem is, it's a little bit warm today. And, decided to go take them off. So we're back to shorts. Which is kind of weird because I know it's going to get cool enough tonight. And I'm going to put them back on. But it's warm enough right now that I took them off. Listen. I'm just saying. Does this story end with, and that's how I pissed off my new wool leggings? Negative. It does not end with that. I'm a grown-ass lady, thank you very much. I can control my bladder movements at least that well. Anyway, chat, where were we? We were trying to find some pirates so we could shoot them in the face, and so far haven't been having a whole lot of luck with that. Let's see, that's gonna leave us with 32, this'll leave us with 38, son of a bitch. This is 46, let's go here. Let's see what we run into. Oh, did we have some? Okay, so we have Erst gifting a sub to Feels Memes, man. I appreciate the name. Thank you, Erst, for the gifted sub. And Feels Memes, man, welcome back into the cult of bad tactical decisions. And then we got Van Sunny resubscribing for a 6th month, saying good luck on the game. Well, thank you very much, Van Sunny, and thanks for dropping by. hopefully stick around for a little bit of it at least. But if not, thank you for dropping by and resubbing at least. Still no contact with the enemy.
Let me
I
have
mean-
them.
Okay, there we go. We found some, chat. We found some pirates. And it looks like one of them has a flamethrower, which concerns me for a whole bunch of different reasons. Anyway, I don't have the ability to shoot because we don't have enough action points. It looks like they made the wise decision of running away.
On it.
But it looks like somehow they've already started making their way into the settlement. I was expecting to catch them outside. Maybe we should have deployed a little closer to the town. Oh well. Okay, we got some civilians. That's good. So if they are taking fire, we should hopefully see where it's coming from.
What?
Little bit of urban fighting never hurt no one. Listen. I think anybody who spent some time in a global war on terror would strongly disagree with that sentiment. Let's see. If we go here, that's all of our movement points. If we go here, that's just enough to fire.
Can kill from anywhere.
I mean, I'm hoping you will kill from anywhere. We got nothing.
Armor detail on duty.
I have no idea where they went. Wow, they covered a lot of ground. Holy shit. Okay. Excuse me? Oh, I guess they're shooting at civilians. Man, I feel like we've gotten caught out here. Like, my entire plan is falling apart before my eyes. You say civilians, I say a blade of armor. Look. Wish we had an urban mech. I mean, there are mechs in the game. We might get our hands on one before the campaign's over.
What?
Do you have to sound so angry about being alive? Alright, let's move up.
Could thou spot it?
Okay, we got a vehicle of some description. Definitely carrying some pirates, but it doesn't look like the vehicle has a weapon of its own. So, let's take a shot. Chat, it is our first shots fired in anger in Menace. Let's zoom in for the glam cam.
Look at them cower.
Okay, look, I like the attitude, alright? I absolutely appreciate the attitude. Just do me a favor, Rua, and just keep that energy. We don't have enough to fire again, but we do have enough to move up a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and move up. Okay, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna run away. Apparently they're not having any of it.
Yeah.
They're not having any of it.
Slam the cover.
Okay. Weaponize the transport trucks because the warhorses of Nam are awesome. Fortunate Son plays faintly in the background.
Attention, moving to cover.
About time.
Get to cover.
The audio and visual feedback in this game is incredible. I mean, just from what I've seen in these first opening turns, I agree. They've done an excellent job with making the combat feel like it has weight.
What?
The question is, do we go balls deep and go after the truck, or do we just hang back? I think we go after him. Remember that the best defense, the best offense is a... God damn it. You know what I mean. It looks like they've abandoned the truck. Also, it looks like there's another truck right here, which means that we've got enemies. Yeah, this is definitely one of the pirate trucks. So that means we've got enemies somewhere nearby here. We're gonna have to figure out where they went to. Got no visual on the enemy, so I'm gonna go ahead and move forward. And there they are. Hopefully, I hope they don't have any anti-tank weapons, because if they do, we're about to have a bad time. Looks like Pathfinders or Scouts or something. They're all using scoped weapons. Loose group of outlaws armed with various weapons and possibly under the influence of illegal substances. Oh no! Illegal substances. Equipment. Outcast rags, pirate pipe gun, scrap bomb, bundle grenade. Okay, bundle grenade might be dangerous. Being this close to them may in fact be a mistake. But that's a mistake we're gonna have to find out the hard way. Can't see around the corner? Alright, let's move up here. No visual? Alright. So we'll just continue to move until we make contact. Okay, we're taking some fire.
Sir.
But that's okay, that means we know where the enemy is now. I don't like that cover. I really want to move up here, but... So, chat, is there a way? Can I just... Okay, good. So I do have I have freedom to decide, like... which order I take my turns in. That's good. Let's go ahead and move up. Okay, we got some guys over this away, but we don't have the action points to shoot at them. I'm just gonna hope that we don't get flanked. That's ooh. That. Yep, that's an official ooh. We got some mans down. Ever hear of the old game Cannon Fodder? Not only have I heard of it, I played it. On the SNES, I believe. I don't think we have, yeah, we don't. We don't have the action points, the time units. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave our boys in cover. Oh no, we lost two.
Enemy spotted.
Okay, our boys are suppressed. That's not great.
I missed. For this distance, vaporize them.
Yeah, you
We
missed.
got visual.
Okay. Can I run them over? Because that would be great. It would be outstanding if I could just run these guys over. If we move up here, that's not great cover. If we move up here, that's better cover, but we don't have the ability to shoot back. Let me see. Let's move up here. Okay, we do have visual. Which is the bigger threat? We got outcasts and we got outcasts. I mean, these guys are closer, but these guys are closer to having a flank.
Fuck you, gate rippers.
Okay. That's all we got, I think? Yeah. Don't have enough. So let's go ahead and crouch down. We did some suppression. I don't know how many we actually got. Looks like we got 2 or 3 of them. Okay, definitely glad we got down on that one.
What?
I think we just shoot, right?
The Kuta runs!
I don't know what that is, but I feel like whatever a kuta is probably some kind of profanity, right? Like, I don't speak Hindi. I assume it's Hindi.
More, Major, more!
Into the fray!
Again,
Hell!
loving the energy. Loving the energy. I think we picked a good vehicle pilot. Definitely feel like we picked a good vehicle pilot on this one. We do have enough to move 1 square. We're gonna do it. Because what's gonna happen is if we can, I'm basically gonna come running straight down this road right behind him. Shit.
Major, conditions are worsening down here.
I know, buddy. Look, I would love to do something about it, but at the moment, I did not realize that we were walking into a shitstorm. And we walked into a shitstorm. So look, I'm working on it, alright? We can move here, but then we're not going to be able to fire back. We could move here and we could take at least 1 shot. But I feel like we don't have a whole lot of very good cover from here. At the same time, I want to try to take some fire off of these guys so maybe they can fall back.
Move out!
Fuck it, let's do it. Okay, give me... Are you fucking kidding me? We're 4 short. Well, everybody's dead. Everybody's dead.
I'm a sapiosexual. Killing you will make me come.
I don't... I feel... Look, I know what a sapiosexual is, and it ain't that. Unfortunately, Mara and No Carrion are already down. But they may not be dead, they're just down. So, first things first, I'm the realist. We need to fall back a little bit. Or not. Oh, because they're pinned, they have 0 AP. So they basically just have to sit there and continue to get shot. Christina can move up to 2 tiles while pinned to crawl in prone stance. Okay, so let's do that. And then let's crawl this way to get out of the line of fire and avoid getting flanked.
What?
Alright, now, if we just move straight here, that gives us just enough AP to shoot if we come across an enemy. And we did not. Oh no, we did. Can we hit them from here? We cannot. Damn. Well, I already know the dangers of driving into enclosed spaces like this with a vehicle, so I'm not gonna do that.
Acknowledged.
I'm just gonna continue to run the perimeter out here and keep an eye out for shit like that. Alright, Tech. I'm sorry? Oh, right, again, the thing that I was talking about. Hey, it's smart game design. It's also occasionally irritating. Actually, you know what? No, fuck that. Screw you guys. And we still got enough ammo, so let's fire with the regular carbines as well. God damn, Chad. I know I said this before, but
All right, no more trick shots. Sir,
the sound design. Man, the sound design is outstanding. You know what? Just take the shot. Keep him pinned down. And then now that you've done... Oh, wow. I am genuinely surprised at... Like, the AP does not go nearly as far as I thought. Can we hit them? We can. Take the shot.
it's confirmed.
I mean, we did get some hits. That's what matters. Alright, we'll hold what we get. We'll hold what we get.
How can you miss my big black ass?
Oh my goodness. Every time he opens his mouth, I love him even more. Okay. I'm debating on whether we want to move or whether we want to just stay stationary for right now. Because we could move up here, but then if they come around this corner, they've got a decent shot at us.
Okay.
Right, gotta stand up. Yeah, let's go ahead and move here.
Cover.
Let's get some cover. And we'll just stay where we're at for now. And Rowena Star gifting us resubbing for 16 months. Closing in on that 1.5 years in the Cult of Bad Tactical Decisions, saying ding. Ding indeed. Well, thank you for joining us, Rowena Star, as always. And don't forget, you're in the game. As a matter of fact, you're on Charles Lim's squad. But I don't know how long that's gonna last, since we're already 2 men down. But again, thanks for joining us on a Saturday. Hopefully the weekend is treating you well so far. And CVEX as well, popping into the chats. Good to see you, CVEX. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully you're having a good weekend too. New game? Yeah, this is the early access of MENACE, where so far we're not having our best day, but we're not having our worst day. At least not yet.
Visual acquired.
Okay. I'm a little confused about why a pipe rifle is gonna do anything to an APC to begin with, but whatever. So they're definitely trying to flank. I don't want that. So let's get turned around, or I guess reverse. And we're gonna take a shot.
Fear me.
I agree. It's a bold, kind of stupid. Let's see how it works out for him. I mean, so far, so good.
Oh yeah.
I agree. I'm glad you're having a good time, Tag. If we move here, we are not going to have enough AP to take a shot. If we move here, we open ourselves up to a flank. But this is the problem, is that I've given them the prime positioning here, and I don't like it. So I think we move this direction, and we're going to waste a turn of shooting, but it'll give us a flank on these guys. So if we can continue to keep them pinned down, or we can't because we can't see them. Shit.
Orders.
Alright. So you move up here. That should then give us visual on that squad again. And then let's go ahead and we'll continue to suppress. Keep them pinned right where they are.
Who, sir?
And we've lost visual on everybody else, so I'm just gonna go ahead and fire, and if we don't get the kill, Tech should have the flank on him next turn. As a matter of fact, fuck it. Let's do it again. Somehow we didn't get the kill. I'm disappointed. Pike, you're failing me, buddy. You can see the tile, even if you can't see the units. Oh, you can shoot at the tile even if you don't know where the units are. That's good to know. That is good intel. Okay. I know I was talking about not getting stuck into a quagmire, but I kind of want to get in there. Because I don't know if these guys moved yet. I'm gonna do it. I shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it.
Are there Kutta there?
I definitely shouldn't, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, Tick, you got the flank, or you don't have the flank, because we can't shoot around the corner. Dicks! Okay. Maybe we send him around this side then. Let's see what we get. We're not gonna have enough AP to get there. We're not gonna have enough AP to get there. The only way to get that flank shot on him is to pop around the corner, but then we kind of expose ourselves. If we move here, we got just enough to fire the LMG. However, I feel like that's a bad idea. Maybe we just try to take the shot anyway? Yeah, it's not gonna let us. That's unfortunate, because, again, we can't shoot around the corner. Because I feel like we're more exposed here than they are here. Are you able to move, shoot, and then move back? We are? The only problem is I've already moved. So if I move here and then shoot, we're out of AP. So maybe we do that next turn. Maybe we pop out, take the shot, and then move back.
Come out, little Kutta.
Again, genuinely concerned with how much damage this APC is taking from small arms fire. Not sure what they made it out of, but it's very clearly not anything durable. So if we move... Okay, we gotta stand up first. So we're down to 80 AP. We could move here. That's gonna leave us with not enough AP. Dicks. Stop. Let's just... If we just fire... Again, continue to pin them down.
Nice! Rip them apart.
Or we could just kill them. That also works. I'm 100% good with that. Alright, so let's reposition now that we've taken them out. It's damaging armor, but not health. I mean, again, concerned that an APC is taking damage from small arms fire. The damage the APC takes carries over until you install the repair bay. Again, these are good things to know, but I'm concerned about small arms. Let's go ahead and move these guys up. Oh, you know what? Let's move them here so they got a little more cover.
Get to cover!
Alright, now we definitely got visual on the enemy.
Heads down!
Yeah, we're taking some hits. That's okay.
Wayback!
Well, thank you for the welcome. I'm gonna welcome you to whatever afterlife you believe in. Let me see. If we move here, that's too many points. If we move here, too many points. If we move here, just enough that we can take a shot. Is armor facing a thing? Okay, so we do want to keep the front armor facing the enemy then. Then let's reverse a little bit. Just to make it a little harder for him to hit us, hopefully. And then we're gonna take the HMG and fire at... I mean, these guys have a smaller unit. Flamethrower team? Yeah, let's...
Now put them out of their misery.
I don't like the sound of flamethrower team. I can tell you already, I absolutely want grenades. I feel like grenades would have significantly changed the way that this engagement has played out. Alright, so we're gonna move here. We're gonna fire the big donkey gun.
Let it go!
And then we're gonna move back to cover. Gonna pop and shoot.
Sir,
Okay, hike. I feel like you don't have real great cover in this position, but I also feel like we do need to move up. I do like that there seems to be some consideration, like, for example, you see, like, here's mid cover, but then there's less cover on the edges, so I think that's, I mean, I don't know for a fact, but I feel like that's indicating that, like, certain angles, certain corners provide more cover from different directions. Donate AP? I mean, maybe. Maybe we donate AP to our mans here? But let's let's get Lem and his people moving first. Do we shoot? I feel like we shoot the missile. We can't shoot the missile. We can shoot at the flamethrower team though. So we know that it gives them 40 AP. So we go here. We pop, we shoot. And then if we need more AP, Pike can give them more AP.
repositioning.
So let's do this, see if we can get a better angle. For whatever stupid reason, why can we not? Oh, because we have to deploy. Got it. So we deploy. And we already know the enemy's right here. So we just swoosh.
No effect.
No effect. We only got 3 of those, you asshole. Alright.
Ready on my signal.
So now that we've done that, I guess we can take a shot at these guys. They're just barely on the edge. And now we get our mans back over here,
Take your cover.
where they've got better cover.
What?
Okay. I mean, debating on which of these enemies is the better one to shoot. Maybe we just come down here. So if we move here, that's 46. How much does it take to turn? Does it take AP to turn? It doesn't say that it takes AP, so does it not take AP to rotate the vehicle? I need to know before I do it. It takes AP. Okay. So I guess it's gonna tell me how much AP depending on how much I have to turn. 5 to 15 depending. Okay, so if we move here, that should theoretically still give us enough? Question mark? Okay, let's just go ahead and make the move. And then how much can we turn? That's gonna leave us with just enough. Okay, do it. So we're at least not giving them the full sidearm. Oh yeah.
What is a drinking water? Really?
That's some effective fire. That's how the flanking works, and it's delicious. All right, Tick, we're gonna do the same thing with you again, buddy. We're gonna pop you out. We're gonna take a shot. And then we're gonna get back to cover. Actually, you know what? Am I about to do something stupid? I kinda wanna shoot again. I shouldn't, but I kinda wanna shoot again. No.
Let's go.
No. Let's not do dumb shit. Not yet, anyway.
Sir,
They really don't like Lem. At all.
listen up. We're moving.
Okay, we're gonna get Pike over here. Unfortunately, we do not have enough AP to take the shot, but that's alright. Next turn, they'll be in a better position. So let's just go ahead and get down for now, because I'm gonna keep them where they're at.
About time.
Okay. Every mech, urban mech, as Karinsky intended. The LMG is more of a suppression tool. Yeah, well, I mean, even in real-world tactics, LMGs are not meant to kill things as much as they're meant to just make the enemy keep their head down. Let me see. So we got this squad over here. We got the flamethrower squad over here. If we take the shot with at the flamethrower squad, I mean, I'm just gonna say fucking suppressive fire.
Not having a good time. Yo, leave some for me.
Again, love the energy. Keep that energy, gentlemen. Keep that energy. You love to fucking see it. I probably shouldn't, but I'm gonna move up one square because we have the APC flanking these guys. So either they're gonna try to retreat and find better positioning, or they're just gonna say fucking YOLO and go do something stupid. So
Get to cover.
I'm gonna take the chance that they're gonna go for self-preservation.
Unit obliterated.
That's the best.
Whatever.
You know, we could just kill everybody and then it doesn't matter. I guess that works too. Okay, here's another unit. They are what? Fleeing? I'm not sure what they're doing.
Sir.
Alright, play. If God bless America. If we move you up here, what are you doing? Wavering. Alright. Take the shot, yeah.
Contact.
Okay, so they're gonna do what? Alright, they're on the move. And as suspected, they're going with the self-preservation instinct. So let's go ahead and move up. Got him suppressed. You love to see it. Let's go ahead and crouch just to give ourselves a little bit of extra cover.
About time.
Okay, Lim, I'm not even gonna have you move. We're just gonna take shots. They don't have very good cover where they're at. So we're just gonna try to keep them under suppression.
Enemy hit.
Okay.
What?
And now Reiwa is in a perfect position to obliterate, which I think she enjoys.
Pack it up. We are returning to the air.
Yep, she enjoys. I also enjoy. Oh no, we're not leaving until everybody's dead. Or until they flee the battlefield, whichever comes first. And they are absolutely fleeing. Yes. Go ahead. Full movement. We gotta get visual on the enemy. I don't want him getting away. Son of a bitch, we don't have visual. Lim, you got some guys that you need to avenge. So get moving. Whoops. A little overzealous on that one, but I'm sure the civilians will just be happy to have the pirates gone. No, it's not about the loot and XP, you guys. You're missing the point. It's not about the loot and XP. It's about vengeance. It's about, we got 2 men down on the field, and that's unacceptable. No, that's only in Battletech. It's only about salvage and Battletech. Where the fuck did they go? Like, they were literally right here, and now suddenly they're not. Did they just burrow into the ground or something? Like, where the fuck did they go? No, I understand that they fled the scene, but they were right here. The only way that they could have gone was this direction, but there's no way they covered that much distance in one turn. Rooted enemies just kind of despawn. Oh, well that's unfortunate. And I see him at the hydration income. So as for loot, do I need to, like, pick that shit up?
The time has come.
Can I, like, send my dudes
And
to take over
so
this
have I.
truck? Like, can I take this truck home with me? And Tribal Typhoon coming in with a big time raid. Good to see you, Tribal Typhoon and Raiders. Always glad to have you. Hopefully the weekend and the stream have been treating you well. Looks like you guys are playing some Stellaris. Oh, that's right. Didn't Stellaris just get a DLC recently? Or am I misremembering? Just end the mission? Alright. What did we receive? We received civilian supplies. I don't know what that means, but I guess we'll take it. But tell me what you guys were getting up to in Stellaris. Tell me how the galaxy was treating you today. So we accomplished all the objectives. And we got the optional. Let's see. We got bundle grenades. We got infantry armor rags. We got a pirate pipe gun. And we got scrap bombs. I mean, the explosives we might be able to use. I don't know about the rest, though. Am I dead yet? I mean, 2 people are potentially dead. Let's see. Kim got 1 kill. Pike got 2. Reiwa got 4. Surprise, surprise. Tech didn't actually get any kills. That's kind of disappointing. That's kind of disappointing. 25 injuries received. That's no good. So we managed to save Mara. Unfortunately, we lost Nokarian. So Nokarian is the first casualty of the campaign. F's in the chat for Nokarian. The first of what I assume will be very, very many.